What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another epicseven video here on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be going over how to beat floor 54 on Abyss. So this is probably one of the harder ones because you do have these mushrooms here. So this is my general team comp I've been using for a lot of content. If I had a better armor break unit, I would definitely bring that over Cez, because Cez over here, when he does AoE the mushrooms, it can make things worse for yourself. So if you guys have a good armor break DPS unit instead, I would recommend using that. I am hoarding a lot of Skystones, so I haven't been pulling for a little bit, but and I haven't done my Moonlight Summons either. So hopefully, in a couple weeks, I'll have some better units to showcase for some of this kind of content. But anyway, he still did a decent job for this. So basically what you want to do here, similar strategy that we had for floor 50, where you want to basically ignore the mushrooms and just put up your shields and heal, all that kind of good stuff, which DN and Angelica are super clutch for this event, or for this floor rather. And you basically want to just continuously put up your barriers and heal and all that good stuff, and then just go in after that and then take out the Karox guys first, and then just kind of shield yourself, and hopefully you can survive the mushrooms explosion, which, if you guys have built up your units, and you have some shields up with some barriers, you guys should be okay. So that's basically the first one there. So you're just gonna kind of do a similar thing where you guys are just gonna damage pump. You guys are gonna single art one specific unit to lower the damage, and then just take it from there. And you guys see here, they do hit pretty hard even when they're not blowing themselves up. So that's a disadvantage of myself not having armor break here. And you guys see here, I'm actually going to use armor break on my Guardian. So here I actually do go for this. He didn't. Why did he not? Oh, I hit the other unit. I hit number 2. Yeah. So I did that specifically because I did not want Cez to AoE. Because I felt like the mushrooms were very close to exploding, and I wasn't ready, had my shields up, to endure that. So in this guy, he's pretty easy to manage. The mushrooms are the ones doing the majority of damage because he actually just mostly does a shield with provoke, which really doesn't matter too much. Because we're going to be targeting him anyway. So, and thankfully we did not get double suicide from Lorena. If you get double suicided and your RNG is just bad, you're probably just going to lose, because even with a barrier, unless you're using Crimson Armament or a Kates, and you have that invincibility shield on that one unit, with a Kates, or, Armament is just going to pretty much save you, very, very well. But if you don't, then you're basically screwed. And I actually got really lucky that the big hit was on Lorena, because Lorena has the lifesteal set, so she's able to heal up quite nicely before we get to the next level. And I think I even get one more skill off with Angelica. Oh, I don't know, because Cez is going to kill him here, right? Oh, no, he didn't. Okay, so Angelica's actually going to go in here and use her skill 2 to heal Lorena, which was really good because he did attack Lorena once again. So we're able to heal her up very well there. And I can't remember does she kill him here? Or no, Lorena gets another strike. So there we go. Even more HP regen for Lorena. And you guys can see there, she almost went back up to full. So DN is actually the one in trouble. So here, you want to take out the crystal first, because that is going to heal. So you want to go crystal, then you want to go Paragus, because he's the one doing a lot of the damage. And here I went for Paragus first, just to try to bounce him back, but it didn't work. In hindsight, I probably just should have went for the crystal, to be honest, because it healed him anyway. So it was I kind of did screw up there. But what you guys can do is you guys can just go after the crystal. That way you want to shut off the healing as fast as possible. And then you want to go after Paragus himself, as he's one of the main damage dealers. So Kali is another decent damage dealer, but if you can isolate her away from Clury, you should be fine. So, and it's just hoping you can survive the first couple turns, which thankfully he did not ultimate first, which was really good for us. And now you want to focus on the crystal. So now I pretty much was kind of in this testing phase where I wasn't too sure what was going on. But we are going to be able to use our Guardian here coming up. And that is going to allow us to defense break the crystal and do some damage across the board to kind of everybody. And that's going to help us pretty much get through the fight a lot easier. So I do first want to put up a barrier and heal up and protect from immunity. So there we go. See, I would have got hit with a debuff there if we didn't use our immunity there. So thankfully we did do that. And then after we go into that, we use our Guardian, and he's going to defense break and do a massive amount of damage. So he's a pretty clutch unit if you guys don't have good defense break. We did get a resist from somebody there, though, and then this guy is going to go crazy on us, and thankfully we had immunity. Thankfully we had our immunity shield. And now here we can just single out the crystal and take that out. And you see there are massive amounts of damage. They're still hitting you pretty hard. But I'm actually able to use Cez's skill 3 here and get the splash damage across the board. And he did hit us with a crit, which is super, super clutch to do a lot of spread damage there. You guys will see there. Pretty nice. And then we're able to go back into the looping of skills with DN with her skill 3 and skill 2, which is totally awesome. And then we want to definitely go after Paragus here and try to take him out as fast as possible, especially while he's got that defense buff. And bouncing him back is super clutch because it basically allows us to do a couple more attacks here before he gets his first turn, even with that defense debuff on him. So, alright, you guys see we're almost back to full heal. So this is what I'm saying. Like, it's all about just surviving enough and getting in, your damage when you can. But it's mostly keeping your shields up, keeping your heals up, and that's how you guys are going to really progress a lot. And I feel in Abyss, going forward, going into the floors 50s is just really, really being tanky. Having heals, outlasting your opponents, not trying to blitz through the content, but just lasting out your opponents. And there we go, take out Paragus, and this is where this is where the really stally thing happened, because Flurry is actually low-key pretty hard to get rid of because she has a defense buff, and then she also, you guys see there's self-heal, so it just takes a long, long time to get through her. And I think we actually take so long that we actually summon another Guardian before we actually kill her. Even with Cez getting all these extra attacks, it still takes a long, long time. And that's why having units like Deanna and Angelica together is a very cool win con, because it allows you to recover and stabilize very, very well. And see, by having those shields and immunity buffs up, we protect ourselves from getting hit with silence effects from Kali and bleeds and all that kind of stuff that she does. I don't think she bleeds. I think she just silence. But silence is pretty crucial, because if she silences a key unit for you, like Deanne or Angelica, that can ruin your run completely. So Angelica is super clutch with her immunity. Probably insanely good for Abyss. No, not probably. She straight up is insanely good for Abyss. So I highly recommend you guys, if you got her, definitely take the time to invest in her. Plus, her skill 2 heal is a massive freaking heal. Acades is not very big on heal. It's more for that invincibility shield. That's kind of why I'm more gravitating towards Angelica than Acades. And that's why I chose to 6-star her first over Acades as well. Alright. And it's just pretty much the rest of the fight. It's just continuously going through the same pretty much formula, using DN's debuffs, or not debuffs, using DN's buffs and defense barriers, and then using Angelica's heals, and then using Lorena and Ciz's attacks to just eventually pile through there. And like I said, we're down to only 10 more souls until we finally get our Guardian. I think once we get our Guardian, that really helps us accelerate through this fight. As you see there, we're still not even in the half HP range for Cez to get his follow-up attack yet. So now Kali's finally... Ooh, see that? That silence and that massive amount of damage. And that was one turn before our barrier, which really, really sucked for us. But thankfully, because of our lifesteal set, Lorena is able to recover pretty fast. And then we have a heal with Angelica, which is basically going to bring her back to full. So we were able already in that one turn to recover, and that's the advantage of these bosses doing single target damage as opposed to AoE damage, where it's a lot harder to recover if your whole team's getting affected. Oh, she does do bleed. I thought she did bleed. I was pretty sure about that. I was pretty sure she did bleed, so. Okay, so there we go. Boom. And we got the double defense break, which is super amazing. So now she does not have her defense buff anymore, just the defense break, which now Lorena's going to get in here and do a lot of damage, bouncing her back to. I thought she would do way more damage than that, actually. Oh well. Oh well. We're coming close to it though, right? I'm pretty sure we're coming like close to it. Oh wow, we still got 5 more minutes. Wow. Okay. All right, let's speed up. Let's speed this up just a little bit. It is kind of the same thing. All right, let's go back just a little bit. All right, to about here. All right, that's a good stopping point, I feel. All right. So now Lorena finally can get in there, and this should kill Clury. Finally, hopefully. There we go. All right, so now we can move on to Kali. Kali, we can get rid of a lot faster. But just you want to take out Clury first, just because you don't want to have to deal with her constantly healing, and that's the big issue. And this is pretty much where you're stable, and you can pretty much just kind of take out the boss without much issues. Now you could go for Kali and rely on Cez's recovery band to stop her from healing. You still definitely need to take out the Crystal and Paragus first, because Paragus hits insanely hard, and you can't really be dealing with all 3 of the bosses at the same time. But you could go that route. It may be a little faster for you. I just went for the secure way though of dealing with Clury first. And like I said, if I had armor breaks on actual units instead of waiting for 50 souls, it would definitely be a lot faster as well. It looks like we're going to be able to do another Guardian summon before we kill off Kali as well. So like Assassin Cartujo would be super clutch in this. Moonlight Ken would be really good. I believe Moonlight Ken does armor break and he buffs his own attack as well. And he counters, so he's insanely good, obviously, if you guys are lucky enough to pull him. But this is what I have to work with, unfortunately, in my box, so this is what we have to do. So, the struggle of the long fights, but they get the job done nonetheless. And I think when we get this armor break, that's when like we really start like on pouring the damage here. So, let's see here. See, we're 3 souls away, and that's why I waited there to use our skill 3, so I can should be able to now after Cez attacks to do the armor break, and then we can get in there with some damage. And we're almost at half health too. Oh, she silenced Lorena, so that turned us off for a little bit. So I believe I used the Guardian here. Yeah, so I used the Guardian here, the defense breaker. Do a lot of damage as well. The Guardian does a pretty decent amount of damage as well, even without just, you know, calculating he does the defense break. So, low-key, very cool Guardian for you guys to use. Yeah, 50,000 almost, so that's insanely good. Yeah, you guys saw their massive amount of damage. And then we're going to get the attack buff as well with DN. I can't remember how long Kali's silence lasts. I can't remember if Lorena was able to go into her skill 3 right now, or if I had to wait. We'll have to see here in a moment. Cool, we were able to go into skill 3, but I messed up. Oh, see, I did see that she had stealth activated, so I actually want to wait. Lorena's, because of her amazing combat readiness, will actually still be able to attack before Kali loses her defense break. So we're actually able to do that again. You guys see there, like, just the massive amount of difference in damage Cez does, just from Cez. And Cez is, like, you know, DPS-wise for bosses is pretty weak compared to a lot of other units. So his utility there with the defense break was just so much better. And then Lorena, obviously, you guys see that amount of defense break damage, and then pushes her back, which is crazy good as well. So unfortunately, I did not have enough souls to also burn. If I would have burned as well, I probably would have been able to kill her that turn. But now, since you guys see, like, look at that massive amount of change in damage from defense break to non-defense break, and that's why it's, you know, crucially important, I feel, to bring some form of defense break a unit, whether it's the Guardian or whether it's your actual team, in order to beat these higher end bosses. You definitely want to do that, guys. So So we'll go ahead and finish it up here. It should be like another couple attacks, and then Kali should finally go down. But you guys get the point of what you guys can do on the higher floors of Abyss to just simply outlast the opponents. And I believe, actually, does Deanne actually finish Kali off? Yeah, Deanne actually does. And there we go. There is floor 54B. There is our lifesteal tier 5 chess piece. So definitely let me know if this video was helpful to you guys. If you guys got other team comps you guys were able to clear 54, drop in the comment section down below to help out the other players in the community. Like, comment, and share. As always, do all the cool YouTube stuff to show support for the channel. And until then, guys, this is Fort Misery Gaming. Enjoy your games, and we'll see you guys in the next Epic 7 video. Peace out, guys.